He says, nothing and no one will ever separate you from my love. And if this is a representation of Him with us, then this should never be separated. This idea of marriage is not based on our feelings or even physical attraction. It goes so far beyond that. And the Lord is actually calling this into union on the foundation of His love for us. God didn't design marriage to be a place of brokenness, but a place of wholeness and a place of love. And everything He designs, it succeeds. You know why? Because He's a perfectionist. And He watches over every detail in this new covenant. The mystery is the two become one.
To be honest with you, I didn't know if Mark was ever going to get married. He rarely ever talked about women. Maybe he'll be celibate. Maybe he doesn't want to get married.
I don't know if any of us were sure if Courtney would get married or not. We're like, is she going to? I'm not sure.
As the brother, I really wasn't sure if Courtney was going to get married, because she was all about the nations, which she still is, but she also was just like, I want to go do this, I want to go do this, I want to go do this. And I was like, well, you kind of got to like take a step back, settle down, and wait for things to happen. And
she's just so in love with the Lord, which is a good thing. I'm really glad you found Mark, though.
And she eventually did. You know, the Lord spoke to her, and she did, and she met Mark.
And then he meets Courtney, who is just, my goodness, I can't even begin to describe what I sense and feel when I look at her. It's like the smile of God is just on top of her every time she walks into a room.
And so he starts talking about Courtney and talks about how when they met, they started crying when talking to each other about the Lord. And I said, well, this girl might be pretty special. And as soon as we met Courtney, we go, this just makes sense.
I remember Courtney started bringing up this guy, Mark. And I was like, oh, just bringing him up a lot.
Oh my God, guys, I have a boyfriend. She's like, what am I doing? I have a boyfriend. And I remember thinking, what?
Mark called me, he's like, bro, this is crazy. Dude, it's crazy. I met this girl, dude, it's crazy. Bro, this is crazy. And he couldn't say much.
And she's like, yeah, his name's Mark. She's like so nervous. They had just started dating. And so then she just tells everyone, but she goes, shh, it's like really like down low.
And I was like, well, maybe this is the guy. And then I met Mark, and I was like, oh man, this has to be the guy. Like, Lord, please let this be the guy, because
it's gonna take a lot for a guy to impress me, like to be with Courtney. But I liked Mark right away. I thought, man, he is the real deal.
I get it. This totally makes sense. Courtney is just the perfect match for Mark.
I have known this day would come my whole life. I did not exactly know when, but I knew that it would be in the Lord's perfect timing. From the very beginning, something just felt right. I remember sitting doing the puzzle one night at the beach, and you began to share your heart for Jesus and for people. I could tell your words were not empty, but they were filled with the Spirit of God. I knew that you had a story and had encountered the Father in a deep, intimate way. We both had water welling up in our eyes talking about the nations, the blood of Jesus, and us as the bride taking our rightful place. In that moment, I felt so humbled and honored to see your heart for our Father. To this day, I have watched you continue to keep Jesus first, and it has shaped the way we have fallen in love with each other. You have challenged me, called me higher, and I have grown more in love with you and the Lord through it. It has been one crazy journey of becoming best friends. Mark, I love you so much, and I am so thankful that I can confidently say we are both after the same thing in this life.
As I scratched my head, how could this be? I am finally marrying the woman of my dreams. Countless hours of intercession, and here I am standing before beauty and elegance, which I call the Lord's faithfulness. Court, you truly are a woman that I can't wait to spend the rest of my days with. So elegant and lovely, you are a piece of heaven I get to partake in. As our love grows deeper for one another, Court, I vow to love and lead you with a love that is unconditional, a love that is not self-seeking, but a love that is distinct and recognizable to those around us. I vow to lead you by the Spirit that only gives life. Our family will be a life-giving family that will bear fruit only for the kingdom of God.
I just ask God that you will always be with Court and with Mark. They look to you for guidance, for direction, and they would always keep you first in all they say and in all they do.
Вверяю в руки Твои святые, Марка и Кортни, вверяю, благословляю их именем Иисуса Христа, призываю Твой божественный мир и славу, успеху и здоровья.
Ты дал ему прекрасную девушку, Courtney. И я, Господь, именем Господа благословляю их. Я, Господи, принимаю ее как дочь. Я благословляю ее в нашей большой семье.
We love them, we bless them, and we cherish them in Jesus' mighty name.
My life I declare Jesus. All my life you have been faithful. 'Cause all my life, Lord, all my life you have been so good. With every breath that I am able, I will sing of the goodness of God.
Mark, I love you, man. You're like my brother. I feel like the Lord has knit us together, like Jonathan and David. Courtney, you're amazing. You're a woman after the Lord's heart.
You're a perfect match for Courtney. I just could not think of anyone better. You guys are an incredible couple.
And I actually believe you guys are those historic saints. I really believe that. People will talk about you up until the newness of days as men and women who loved the Father well and loved all of us well as a result of that. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
I just want to thank you from even a single girl looking at this relationship. It brings me so much hope and like to never settle for anything less than God's best. And that's for everyone here single too, looking at them like truly, like the Lord has something special for each of us just like them.
Mark, he really set the example for me when it comes to relationships. When he would describe the connection that him and Courtney had, and it being such a spiritual connection, like it going so much deeper than just a soul connection or a personality connection or a chemistry connection. I knew that was something that I desired in my life, and I never wanted to settle for anything less than that.
Mark, you got a special one. And I guess if anyone had standards for the guy that was going to marry my sister, it was me, and didn't think this was going to happen. But I'm glad you married into a Russian family, because that means I get to be an uncle of many children. And
I'm believing this new start will be full of love, joy, adventure, and so much more. I can't wait to see all the blessings God has in store for you and Mark in this wonderful, crazy journey. Love you guys.
You take Courtney as your wife, as your own flesh, to love her even as Christ loves the church, to protect her and care for her for the rest of your life.
I do.
Courtney, you have heard the biblical standard for marriage. Do you take Mark as your husband, submitting yourself to him as unto the Lord, showing reverence to him as the head of this union for the rest of your life?
I do.
Марк и Кортни, вы имеете все в своей жизни.
You have everything in your life.
И в этот прекрасный день
And in this wonderful day,
Христос сказал: «Я есть вода живая».
Jesus is saying, I am the living water.
Христос сказал: «Дух Святой есть вода».
He says the Holy Spirit is the living water.
Просите воды
Ask for water
с неба.
from heaven.
Только пришедшая вода на землю
Only the water that comes to the earth
сделает землю плодовитой.
is able to make the soil fruitful.
With friends and family, let today be an anthem. Let it be an anthem. Let this be a declaration of what is taking place. Something much greater than ourselves, something that is only found in Him. So God, I ask you for guidance. Teach me to continue to refine this gem that you've handed to me. Father, I ask you for wisdom to cherish and protect the significance of what has been established here today. Let your glory continue to reign throughout our lives. I love you, Court. I love you, Court.
I vow to burn for Jesus and to keep him first in my heart and for the rest of our lives. Out of that place, I vow to love you and cheer you on in everything you do forever. I vow to get excited about the things you're passionate about and encourage you in them. I vow to trust you in leading me and making decisions. I vow to love people back to life with you. I vow to always communicate my heart to you, no matter if it is convenient or not. I vow to scratch your back even when I don't feel like it, and learn how to cook the meals you desire. Most of all, I vow to run hard after God with you and in everything we do. Mark Callan, no matter what city, village, nation, or people group, I vow to have fun and choose joy in every adventure the Lord leads us in together.
This is something special. Many people don't have this. They don't have this family. They don't have this community where you can just join together and serve one another and love one another. So I'm just so thankful, and I love you guys all so much.
You're the